First, let's get the Most High hand. This morning lesson would be entitled Revelation chapter 12, The Woman and the Dragon. Revelation chapter 12, The Woman and the Dragon. Once again, the title, Revelation chapter 12, The Woman and the Dragon. We're going to read the whole chapter in its entirety. And we're going to begin with Revelation chapter 12, and verse 1.
The Revelation chapter 12, starting at verse 1.
Now, when you read Revelation chapter 12, it's an allegory. An allegory is a similitude or a parable, meaning that you compare one thing to another. Come on.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 1.
Come on.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
Come on.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Read again from the top.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman.
A woman. Let's identify who this woman is. You talk about a literal woman, or you talking about something else? Let's get a precept. Give me Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2 to identify who is this woman that the Apostle John is speaking about. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2 to identify who is the woman that the Apostle John is speaking about.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2.
Come on.
I have likened the daughter of Zion.
So the Lord says, I have likened or compared the daughter of Zion, which is Israel. Come on.
To a comely and delicate woman.
To a comely, meaning beautiful and delicate woman. All right, now go back to Revelation. So that woman that John is speaking about is making reference to Israel. Matter of fact, let's give another precept. Give me Jeremiah 3 and 6. Jeremiah 3 and verse 6 is a second precept to back that up concerning the woman. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 6. Still dealing with Israel, God's chosen people.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 6.
Come on.
The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah.
So this is the prophet Jeremiah, who was living during the time of Josiah the king. It was during the time of the Babylonian captivity. Come on.
The king, hast thou seen that which is backsliding Israel had done?
Come on.
She is gone up upon every high mountain.
Come on.
And under every green tree.
Come on.
And there have played the harlot.
So Israel had played the harlot, going to different idol gods. Come on.
And I said, after she had done all these things,
read,
turned out unto me.
So Israel went into idolatry, following false idol gods, and the Most High told Israel to return unto him. Come on.
But she returned not.
But she refused. Come on.
And her treacherous sister Judah saw it.
You see that? It's comparing Israel to a her, a she, a woman, female. It's an allegory, a parable. Come on.
Verse 8.
Come on.
And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery,
read,
I had put her away.
I had put her away, comparing Israel to a woman, a her, a she. Come on.
And given her a bill of divorce.
And giving Israel a bill of divorce. Come on.
Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not.
And her treacherous sister Judah feared not. So he's also comparing Judah as a she, as a her, as a woman. Come on.
But went and played the harlot also.
But went and played the harlot also. Come on. This is talking about the northern and southern kingdom. Come on.
And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom.
Come on.
that she defiled the land.
That she defiled the land. Come on.
And committed adultery with stones and with stocks.
You see that? So it's not talking about literal or physical adultery with Israel. It's referring to spiritual idolatry, dealing with false idol gods. Come on.
And yet, for all this, her treacherous sister Judah had not turned unto me with her whole heart.
With the whole mind. Come on.
But feignedly, said the Lord.
But faintly saith the Lord. So that's another precept to prove comparing Israel to a woman along with Judah, the two kingdoms.
That's a good precept too, in verse 8. Got to deal with the divorce.
Right.
Again, for Israel, because a lot of people can't find that they say, what? They say there's divorce. No, they're not to be.
Right. That's right. And go back to Revelation chapter 12, verse 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 1.
Come on.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. A woman clothed.
A woman, which is Israel, God's chosen people. Come on.
A woman clothed with the sun.
So this woman was clothed with the sun. Come on.
And the moon under her feet.
And the moon. Come on.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Let's get some understanding concerning the sun, moon, and stars. Give me the book of Genesis, chapter 37. Genesis chapter 37, concerning the sun, moon, and stars. Genesis chapter 37. And verse 1. We're going to read down. Genesis chapter 37. We're going to start at verse 1 to explain the sun, moon, and stars that John the Apostle is speaking about in Revelation chapter 12. This is precept upon precept as the Lord instructed through the prophet Isaiah in Isaiah chapter 20, verses 9 and 10. You have to go precept upon precept to interpret the Bible properly. If not, you're going to be all over the place.
Genesis 37, verse 1.
Come on.
And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger.
Read.
In the land of Canaan.
In the land of Canaan, which is now called the land of Israel. Come on.
These are the generations of Jacob.
Come on.
Joseph, being 17 years old,
Read.
was feeding the flock with his brethren.
Come on.
And the lad was with the sons of Bela and with the sons of Zilpah,
Come on.
his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report.
Read.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children.
So Joseph, whose name was changed to Israel, loved Joseph among all his children. Joseph was his favorite. Come on.
Because he was the son of his old age.
That's the reason why. Because he was the son or the child of his old age. Come on.
And he made him a coat of many colors.
Read.
And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren,
Come on.
they hated him.
They got jealous. Come on.
And could not speak peaceably unto him.
Read.
And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren.
Come on.
And they hated him yet the more.
Read. So Joseph had a dream that he told his brother. Come on.
And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed.
Read.
For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field.
So in this dream that Joseph dreamed, they were binding sheaves in the field. Come on.
And lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright.
Read.
And behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my sheep.
So his sheep stood up and the other sheaves around paid obeisance. I mean, they were obedient to the sheep that was upright, which is Joseph. Come on.
But behold, and his brethren said to him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us?
Shall thou indeed reign or rule over us? Come on.
Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us?
Read.
And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words.
Read.
And he dreamed yet another dream.
So here's another dream that he dreamed. Come on.
And told his brethren, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold,
come on.
the sun and the moon.
The sun and the moon, come on.
And the 11 stars.
And the 11 stars, come on.
Made obeisance to me.
Read.
And he told it to his father,
Jacob.
And to his brethren.
The other 11 children, come on.
And his father rebuked him and said unto him,
Read.
What is this dream that thou hast dreamed?
Come on.
Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth?
So Jacob asked a question to Joseph, shall I, your mother, and your brethren indeed bow ourselves down unto thee? So the sun represents Joseph, the moon, their mother, and the stars represent the 12 tribes, including Joseph. Everybody see that? Read that again. Verse 10.
Verse 10.
Start at verse 9 again. So remember, it's a parable in Revelation chapter 12 concerning the sun, moon, and stars. It all ties in with Israel, that woman. Come on.
And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun,
that's Jacob. Come on.
And the moon,
come on.
And the 11 stars made obeisance.
The 11 stars represents the other 11 tribes of Israel. Come on.
Made obeisance to me.
So these are the sun, the moon, and the stars, which represent Jacob, the mom, and the children. They paid honor to Joseph. This goes back into when Joseph became the second most powerful man in Egypt. God already had been dealing with Joseph, showing him that he would be a world ruler among Egypt. Come on.
And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him,
Read.
What is this dream that thou hast dreamed?
Come on.
Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth?
Because the mother itself was Joseph's mother, which was Rachel. She was the mother. Now go back to Revelation chapter 12. So the sun, moon, and star represents Israel altogether. Start verse 1.
Book of Revelation chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed
Israel, come on,
with the sun and the moon under her feet.
Come on.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
So the sun, the moon, and the 12 stars all represent that woman, which is Israel. Come on.
And she being with child cried.
And she, the woman, Israel, being with child cried. Come on.
Travailing in birth.
Travailing in birth. Read.
And pain to be delivered.
And pain to be saved. Come on.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
So John saw another wonder in heaven. Read.
And behold, a great red dragon.
A what?
A great red dragon.
A great red dragon. Come on.
Having 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
Read verse 3 again.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Come on.
And behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon. Let's get a precept. A great red dragon. Why is it being called a dragon? Give me the book of Job, chapter 30. Job, chapter 30. Verse 29. Job, chapter 30, and verse 29. A great red dragon. Now notice it don't say a great red spirit. It said a great red dragon. We know that Satan, the devil, the spiritual demon Satan, he is a spirit. So now we got to go through precepts to identify who is this great red dragon that John the Apostle saw in his vision. So remember, the woman that he saw or read about is Israel, the 12 tribes. Now we have to identify the woman. Behold, because the whole chapter consists of or speaks about the woman and the dragon, which is symbolic to Esau and Jacob.
Job chapter 30, verse 29.
Come on.
I am a brother to dragons.
So this is Job speaking, the prophet. He said, I am a brother to dragons. Come on.
And a companion to owls.
And a companion to owls. Let's get a precept to help us identify that Job was an Israelite. He said he was a brother to dragons. Go to the first chapter of Job. Job chapter 1, verse 1.
Job chapter 1, verse 1.
Come on.
There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job.
Whose name was Job. Come on.
And that man was perfect.
And Job was perfect. Come on.
And upright.
And upright. Read.
And one that feared God and eschewed evil.
Let's get a precept to find out what makes us perfect, or what made Job perfect. Give me 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 61. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 61. We'll go through a few precepts. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 61. This is kind of a hard lesson, so pay attention. Write notes, highlight the scriptures, write the precepts down so you can gain understanding. But it's not easy to break down Revelation 12.
Meat.
It's meat. It's not milk. So this is a precept to prove what made Job perfect in Job chapter 1. Come on.
1 Kings chapter 8, verse 61.
Read.
Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord our God.
Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord our God. Come on.
To walk in his statutes.
To walk in his statutes. Come on.
And to keep his commandment as at this day.
So what makes you perfect is walking in his statutes and his commandments. So who knows the precept to prove who was given the commandments and the statutes? Brothers, who remember the precept? Mm-hmm. Who remember the precept? Who was given the statutes and the commandments? The word. Everybody should know this. Yes, sir. What verse? 19. Let's get it. Good job. Give me the book of Psalms.
Go ahead, school.
Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19 and 20. This is a precept to prove who of the statutes the commandments were given to.
Right. Who should be teaching?
And this also will help us to identify what nationality Job was, because he was perfect. And what makes you perfect? Keeping the commandments. Who the commandments were given to? Let's find out. Psalm 147, 19 and 20.
Psalm 147, verse 19.
Read.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showeth his word unto Jacob. Who is Jacob? The father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Come on.
His statutes.
His what?
His statutes.
His statutes, which are laws and commandments. Read.
And his judgments.
And his judgments, which are the penalties for breaking his laws and commandments. Read.
Unto Israel.
Unto who?
Unto Israel.
Unto Israel, the 12 tribes that came out of Jacob. Come on.
He hath not dealt so.
He is what?
He hath not dealt so.
So when you don't deal with something, you don't bother it, you don't touch it, you don't pay no attention to it. Read again.
He hath not dealt so.
So the Lord have not dealt so, come on.
With any nation.
No other nation have God dealt with as concerning his statutes and judgments. Come on.
And as for his judgments,
read.
They have not known them.
The other nations outside of Israel does not know his statutes and judgments. Come on.
Praise ye the Lord.
Give the Lord a hand for that. So, yes, sir. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Got something?
You get Amos 3 and 1.
Amos 3 and 1. Let's get that. Amos chapter 3, verse 1.
Burn the food.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1.
Burn the food that he has never dealt with anybody outside of Israel. You see these white pastors and all that. Most I talk to them, they lying. They never dealt with any other nation outside of Israel.
Right.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel. O who? O children of Israel. Against the whole family,
all 12 tribes.
Which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying
what?
You only have I known.
You can reverse that around and say what? Only you. You only. Only you. Read.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity.
So that's another precept. The Most High only deal with the children of Israel, even though he made all people, but his people are the children of Israel. That's you, which are the so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans, so-called black men, black women. So go back to Job chapter 1. As a matter of fact, Job 30 and 29. Job 30 and 29. So through the precepts concerning Job being perfect, and what makes you perfect? Keeping the commandments. And who the commandments were given to? Israel. So therefore, what that made Job?
Israelite.
He was an Israelite. So go to Job chapter 30 and verse 29.
Job chapter 30, verse 29. I am a brother to dragons.
Read.
And a companion to owls.
So who was the brother to the Israelites? According to the scriptures. Who was the brother to the Israelites? It goes all the way back to Genesis.
Esau.
Esau, the Edomites. Right. Let's get the precept. Let's prove it. Give me Genesis chapter 25. Let's start at verse 19. Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. Let's get the history. Job said, I am a brother to dragons. Keep that in mind. Job was an Israelite. He was part of that chosen seed line of Abraham and Isaac. Genesis chapter 25, verse 19.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son.
Abraham's sons, come on.
Abraham begat Isaac.
So Abraham begat Isaac, come on.
And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife,
Read.
the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Panaram, the sister to Laban, the Syrian.
Read.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because he was barren.
Because she was barren.
Because she was barren.
Come on.
And the Lord was entreated of him.
Come on.
And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
So she finally got pregnant. She was once barren and finally conceived. Come on.
And the children struggled together within her.
Read.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So if this pregnancy is supposed to be a blessing, why do it feel like a curse with all this pain? Come on.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
She prayed to the Lord.
And the Lord said unto her,
What did he say?
Two nations.
What?
Two nations.
So the Lord said unto Mother Rebekah, what?
Two nations.
Two nations, meaning two different nationalities, two races of people. Come on.
Are in thy womb.
Or in your womb. Come on.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And two manner of people, meaning that these two races of people will have two different mannerisms. They're going to be completely different, like night and day. Come on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
But one race of people shall be stronger than the other race of people. It's coming out of whose womb? Rebekah. Come on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the older child that come out of Rebekah to be a slave or a servant to the younger child. Come on.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
which is 9 to 10 months. Come on.
Behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were twins in Rebekah's womb. Come on.
And the first came out red.
And the first child came out what color?
The first came out red.
He came out red. Come on. He came out what? He came out what? What the Bible say?
Red.
Red. Red. Red.
Redneck. Red
Red.
face.
All over like in hairy garments.
So this baby came out red and he was hairy. Come on.
And they call his name Esau.
So you have to ask yourself the question, what race of people on the earth are considered red and hairy? Is it the Chinese? Is it the Africans? Is it the so-called Negroes as a whole? Is it the Japanese? Is it the East Indians? It all boils down to one race of people.
Redneck ball.
Caucasian, the so-called white people. They are descendants of Rebekah and Isaac. They are Esau, Edomites. Come on.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel,
Read.
and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Now notice it don't mention about Jacob's color or his complexion at all. Why? Because Jacob looked like everybody else on the planet. The difference didn't come until Esau was born, who was born red and hairy. Read 25 again.
Verse 25.
So remember Revelation 12, the great red dragon. Remember Job chapter 30. Job was an Israelite. He said, I am a brother to dragons. Who was the brother to Israel? Esau. Read that again.
And the first came out red.
Came out red, not white, not black. It came out red, different shades of red. Because when you look at the so-called white people, they are a different shade of red. They range from a light pink to a very dark red. Just like the so-called black man, he ranged from a light brown to a very dark chocolate. There ain't no such thing as a black man or a white man. This is the color black. Like the color you see on my phone here. This is black. There is not a black man on earth this color. This is white. There is not a white man on the earth this color at all. If it is, somebody to show me. Read that again, 25.
And the first came out red.
Came out red. Come on.
All over like in hairy garment.
Read.
And they call his name Esau.
And they call his name Esau. Give me Genesis chapter 36. Genesis chapter 36. Because Esau had descendants who was red. Genesis chapter 36, starting verse 1.
Genesis chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom.
Who is Edom? Drop down to verse 9.
Verse 9. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites.
The father of the Edomites. Come on.
In Mount Seir.
So Esau is the father of the Edomites. Who are the Edomites today? The so-called Caucasians or the so-called white people today. Now go back to Revelation. Chapter 12. And verse 3.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon. So that great red dragon is symbolic to Esau, the Edomites. Because Esau is red, plus Job said he's a brother to dragons. So that great red dragon is symbolic for Esau, Edom. Come on.
On having 7 heads and 10 horns.
So this is the vision that John had. It says on this great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. Come on.
And 7 crowns upon his head.
Let's get a precept to get an understanding of horns. Give me the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 15. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 15. So John says upon this great red dragon was 7 heads and 10 horns. Is it literally talking about a dragon? No, it is not, because we just went through the precepts. It's referring to a man who is red, who has power in the last days that John is recording. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 15.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 15. And it came to pass when I, Daniel, had seen the vision.
This is the prophet Daniel during the time of when he was in captivity under Babylon. Come on.
And sought for the meaning.
Come on.
Then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man.
Read. So in this vision, there stood before him an appearance of a man. Come on.
And I heard a man's voice.
Read.
Between the banks of Uli, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision.
So the man that Daniel saw in his vision that appeared unto him was the angel Gabriel. Come on.
So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid.
Read.
And fell upon my face.
Come on.
But he said unto me, Understand, O son of man.
Come on.
For at the time of the end shall be the vision.
It's referring to the end times. Come on.
Now, as he was speaking with me,
Gabriel,
I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground.
read.
But he touched me and set me upright.
So basically, Daniel passed out. He fainted when he was being approached by Gabriel. He basically fainted. Come on.
And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what be in the last end of the indignation.
Come on.
For at the time appointed, the end shall be.
Now you know this is dealing with the end times, like Revelation. Come on.
The ram which thou sawest, having 2 horns.
So Gabriel told Daniel, the ram which you saw in your vision, which thou sawest having 2 horns, come on,
are the kings of Media and Persia.
are the kings of Media and Persia. So these horns represent power, kingship, dominance, supremacy, rulership. Come on.
And the rough goat is the king of Grecia.
Read.
And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king.
You see that? So the horns represents power, authority, dominance, rulership. Now go back to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 3 again.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon.
A great red dragon, referring to Esau, Edom, the Edomites, which are the Caucasian race today. So why? Because they have power in the last days. What other race of people on earth has power besides them? What other race of people can go into another people's land and tell them what to do, pass laws, tell them or put embargoes on the whole entire infrastructure? Can the Chinese do that as globally? No. There's only one race of people mainly that's doing that. They call the shots.
If you don't comply, then you go to war with.
Exactly. If you don't comply or follow their policies, then they'll go to war with you or put embargo. Well, to the point another country cannot buy or trade with you. Come on.
And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
And this also goes into conjunction with the EU or the European Union, or what they call NATO, the 10 common markets. These are the 7 ruling powers, and the 10 horns represents the European Union that have power over the world. These people have dominance. They have supreme rulership. Come on.
And 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven. Now remember, we read about the stars dealing with Israel. But John says 1/3 of those stars, of those 12 tribes, was cast down. Read that again.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven.
Read.
And did cast them to the earth.
So the dragon cast a third of the stars, which was in heaven, down unto the earth. Read.
And the dragon stood before the woman,
Come on.
which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
Read verse 4 again.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven.
Let's get a precept. Give me the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 1. Is it literally talking about stars falling from the earth? I mean, from the heaven to the earth? Let's find out. Give me Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 1. So remember, Revelation, just about the entire book of Revelation is parabolic. It's a similitude. Meaning that you have to go precept upon precept or use other scriptures in the Bible to interpret Revelation. That's why it's very important to read the Old Testament to find out what the history, what was going on.
Lamentations chapter 2, verse 1. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion?
So this is the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah is the author of the book of Lamentations. He said, how hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion, which is Israel? Come on.
With a cloud in his anger.
With a cloud in his anger. Come on.
And cast down from heaven.
And did what?
And cast down from heaven.
So the Lord cast down from heaven the daughter of Zion. He literally threw Israel from heaven down to the earth? Class? No. Read again.
How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel?
Cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel. So did the Israelites literally, God cast them down from the heaven down to the earth? They're not talking about that. Meaning they've been cast down from rulership and being brought from a high state to a low state. Read that again.
Verse 1. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel?
And cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, his own people. Read.
And remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger.
In the day of his wrath. Come on.
The Lord has swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob.
Read.
And hath not pitied.
Have not feel sorry.
He had thrown down in his wrath,
his anger,
the stronghold of the daughter of Judah.
Read.
He had brought them down to the ground.
I mean, he brought them in a low state. Come on.
He had polluted the kingdom.
He had done what?
He had polluted the kingdom.
So he had polluted the kingdom of Israel. Why? Because of our disobedience. It was brought down low. It was prophesied in Deuteronomy 28. If we did not obey God's commandments, they would be at a low state. All these curses will come upon you and overtake you. This is part of the curse, being brought down from a high state or a high status to a low status. Come on.
And the princes thereof.
And the princes of Israel, they've been polluted. They've been cast down. Been brought down at a low state. Come on.
He had cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel.
You see that? He had cast off all the horn, I mean, all the power of his chosen people, Israel. Because during the time of King David and King Solomon, we was at the peak of our power. We was at the cream of the crop, the top of the food chain. We were unstoppable, unmovable during that time of history. Read again, verse 3.
He had cut off in his fierce anger,
his wrath, come on,
all the horn of Israel.
So he didn't cut everybody off. He cut off the horn of Israel, referring to that power, which we also read about in Daniel chapter 8, about the horn, which represents power, rulership, dominance. Come on.
He had drawn back his right hand.
He had drawn back his right hand. Who is the Lord's right hand? Hold that. Give me a precept. Give me Colossians 3, verse 1, I believe. Colossians 3, verse 1, real quick. Who is the Lord's right hand, according to the scriptures? Colossians 3, verse 1 in the New Testament. Let's find out who is the Lord's right hand.
Colossians 3, verse 1. If ye then be risen,
Go ahead.
if ye then be risen with Christ,
Come on.
seek those things which are above,
Read.
where Christ sits on the right hand of God.
You see that? So the Lord's right hand is his son Christ, Jesus. Now go back to Lamentations, chapter 2. So the Most High's right hand is his son Christ. That's who the right hand is. Come on.
He hath cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel.
All the horn of all the power of Israel have the Most High cast off. That's why we're at a low state. We can't do nothing for each other. Come on.
He hath drawn back his right hand
Christ.
from before the enemy,
Read.
and burned against Jacob like a flaming fire,
Come on.
which devoured round about.
You see that? So now go back to Revelation. In verse 4. Revelation 12 and 4.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 4.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven.
So the dragon, the great red dragon, drew a third part, meaning a third of the tribes, because those stars represent 12 tribes of Israel. Come on.
And did cast them to the earth.
Meaning that they've been brought down from rulership down to a low status, a low state, which goes back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, with those curses. Thou shalt not be the, if you break his commandments, you should be the tail. You should be the bottom of the food chain, so to speak. Read verse 4 again.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven.
The his is referring to that great red dragon that did that, who did this to the 12 tribes. He took a third of them. Come on.
And did cast them to the earth.
Brought them down to low status. Come on.
And the dragon stood before the woman.
So this dragon, which is Esau, stood before the woman, which is Israel. So this is a battle, a fight between the Israelites and the Edomites, between the so-called black man and the so-called white man. The battle still continues. So remember in Genesis 25, that fight that was in the womb, that fight still continues to this very day in 2020. Undeniable. No one can deny it.
That's right.
Read.
Which was ready to be delivered.
Which was ready to be saved. Come on.
For to devour her child as soon as it was born.
So this dragon was ready to devour her child as soon as it was born. What is talking about? Let's get a precept. Give me Matthew chapter 2, verse 13. Matthew chapter 2 and verse 13. Matthew chapter 2, verse 13.
Matthew chapter 2, verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying,
Saying what?
Arise and take the young child and his mother.
So this is the angel of the Lord that came to Joseph in a dream and told Joseph to take the young child, which is Christ, and the mother Mary. Come on.
And flee into Egypt.
And flee into Northeast Africa, because Egypt is in Northeast Africa, which is so-called Black Land, which is also the land of Ham. Come on.
And be thou there until I bring thee word.
Why? Read.
For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
For Herod will seek the young child, which is Christ, to kill him. So when you go back to Revelation chapter 12, go back. And verse 4 again.
Verse 4.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
So part of that red dragon that was ready to devour Christ was Herod. Now you know that Herod is part of that red race, that dragon. Esau, Edom. Read again.
Mm-hmm. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
That's Herod. Then you know that he's part of that great red dragon. He's part of that race of people. He's part of Esau, Edom. Come on.
And she brought forth a man child.
That man child is Christ, Jesus. Come on.
Who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron.
Read.
And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne.
So her child, which is Christ, was caught up unto God and to his throne. Let's get a precept. Let's find out how was Christ caught up. Acts chapter 1. Acts chapter 1. And verse 6. Acts chapter 1, we'll start at verse 6. It said the child was caught up to God and to his throne.
Acts chapter 1, verse 6.
Read.
When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel?
So the disciples came to Christ. This is after Christ's death and resurrection. And they came and asked the Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again, meaning a second time, the kingdom to Israel? Meaning that Israel had the kingdom once ago in the past, like during the times of King David and Solomon. Come on.
And he said unto them,
So Christ responded to them and said what?
it is not for you to know the times or the season
Read.
which the Father hath put in his own power.
Come on.
But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in Judea,
Read.
in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
Come on.
And when he had spoken these things,
Here it comes.
while they beheld, he was taken up.
He was what?
He was taken up,
So while he was speaking and while the disciples were looking on, he was taken up. Come on.
and a cloud,
You know what?
and a cloud
And a cloud, come on,
received him out of their sight.
out of their sight. Read.
And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel,
Read. He was angels. Come on.
which also said, Ye men of Galilee,
Come on.
why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
Come on.
This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven,
Which is that same child we read in Revelation chapter 12. Come on.
shall come in like manner,
He's going to come in like manner. Come on.
and ye have seen him go into heaven.
So he was taken up to God in a cloud. Let's get a precept to explain the cloud. Give me Psalm chapter 104. Psalm chapter 104 and verse 3. Psalm chapter 104 and verse 3. So he was taken up into a cloud. But let's find out, is it an actual literal cloud or something else?
Psalms chapter 104, verse 3.
Read.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters?
Read.
Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
Who do what?
Who maketh the clouds his chariot?
Who maketh the clouds his chariot. So that cloud that Christ was taken up to the Father was actually a chariot. And you can read about the description of the chariots in Ezekiel chapter 1. Come on, read that again.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters?
Read.
Who maketh the clouds his
The
chariot?
clouds his chariot, which are the so-called UFOs of today. And they've been identified. Like we see that movie Independence Day that came out in '96, and also the new one that came out maybe 3 years ago. Those are what they look like spaceships. Those chariots are actually the vehicles of the Most High God. The angels control those chariots. Hollywood calls them UFOs or spaceships. The Bible calls them chariots. Come on.
Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?
All right. From there, drop that. Give me the book of Daniel. There's another precept. The book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 13. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 13. Still dealing with the clouds, these chariots. Because we read in Psalms chapter 104 verse 3 that he maketh the clouds his chariot. I mean, these are vehicles that the angel controls. They drive in the atmosphere. Daniel chapter 7 verse 13.
Daniel chapter 7 verse 13. I saw in the night vision.
This is Daniel speaking.
And behold, one like the Son of Man.
The Son of Man is Christ Jesus. Come on.
Came with the clouds of heaven.
Then what?
Came with the clouds of heaven.
So the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, those chariots. Come on.
And came to the Ancient of Days.
Who's the Ancient of Days?
The Most High.
The Most High. Come on.
And they brought him near before him.
And they, which are the angels, brought Christ near to the Ancient of Days. Read the whole verse again, brother.
Verse 13.
Come on.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man.
Christ. Come on.
Came with the clouds of heaven.
The chariots. Come on.
And came to the Ancient of Days.
The Father, the Most High. Come on.
And they,
the angels, did what?
Brought him,
which is the Son of Man, Christ. Come on.
Before him.
Near before him. So the angels escorted Christ near before the Most High. Hope everybody see that. Now go back to Revelation. And that's another precept showing you that there are two entities and two different people. You have the Son of Man approaching the Most High on his throne.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 5. And she brought forth a man child.
Christ, come on.
Who was to rule all nations.
Read.
With a rod of iron. And her child was caught up.
In the clouds, which are the chariots, because of Psalm 104, verse 3, he maketh the clouds his chariots. Those are vehicles. And you can read about the description of those chariots in Ezekiel chapter 1. Come on.
And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne.
And to his throne. Then we read in Daniel chapter 7, verse 13, that they escorted the Son of Man to the Most High that was on his throne. Come on.
And the woman fled into the wilderness.
And the woman fled. The woman is Israel. We identified it in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2. And also Jeremiah 3 and 6 that we read earlier. Read that again.
And the woman fled into the wilderness.
Into the wilderness. Come on.
Where she had a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days.
Because those same mountains was Egypt. So when you see the land of Israel on a map, it's right next to the land of Egypt. The land of Israel is right next to the land of Egypt on a map. Matthew 2 and verse 13.
Matthew chapter 2, verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt.
Flee into Africa. Come on.
And be thou there until I bring thee word.
Come on.
For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
So the same place that Christ went to for safety in Egypt is the same place Christ is telling the Israelites to flee to when all hell breaks loose upon Jerusalem, which was in 70 AD. The same exact place. Now go back to Revelation. 12 and 6.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 6. And the woman fled into the wilderness,
Africa or Egypt. Come on.
where she had a place prepared of God.
Stop right there. Give me Hosea 1 and 10. So she fled into the wilderness, Africa, into a place prepared. Hosea chapter 1, verse 10.
Hosea chapter 1, verse 10.
Read.
Yet the number of the children of Israel
Yet the number of the children of Israel, come on,
shall be as the sand of the sea,
come on,
which cannot be measured nor numbered.
mean that you cannot count us because we're so many. We're scattered worldwide. Come on.
And it shall come to pass that in the place
That in the place, come on,
where it was said unto them,
in that same place where it was said unto them, come on,
ye are not my people.
what place that is? You bring it up today, what place that is today?
America.
America. Because over here in America, we're not called the children of God. We're not called the Jews. What we are called? Negroes, blacks, niggers, African Americans. We're called all these so-called Gentile names, these Bible. We're not called the names that God gave us in the Bible. Israel. Say, read that again, Elder.
Ye are not my people.
So read from the top.
Yet, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel,
The Israelites, come on,
shall be as the sand of the sea,
read.
which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass
It shall mean that this is going to happen. Come on.
that in the place
Come on,
where it was said unto them,
where it was said unto the Israelites, come on,
ye are not my people.
ye are not my people. That's why they call us Gentiles. When you go, like for an example, the church, they teach that we're Gentiles. We're not Gentiles. We're actually the real Jews. We're the Israelites. They don't teach that in religion, that you're the chosen people. They say you're Gentile. You've somehow been grafted in some sort of way.
You were cursed.
That you were cursed. That you also are the seed of Ham. Okay, well, show me that in the scripture. And if we are the seed of Ham, okay, which family of Ham do we come from? Which language of Africa do we come from? Because you got many different tribes and many different languages in Africa. So which one are we? We're not the Israelites. Read on.
There
in that same place. Come on.
it shall be said unto them,
The Israelites.
ye are the sons of the living God.
And you seeing that manifest right before your very eyes these last days. That now you're being called the children of God. You're being called the Israelites, the chosen people, Zion, and so forth. Read that again.
Yet the number of children of Israel,
come on,
shall be as the sand of the sea.
Read.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them,
Read.
Ye are not my people.
Come on.
There it shall be said unto them,
Read.
Ye are the sons of the living God.
You seeing that manifest